Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year and welcome to another edition of the A-01 podcast where, well, New Year, nothing's changed. We don't do that New Year, new me bullshit around here. Why should we?
I got my new me in here. It's a new me. I woke up on time. That's a new me this time.
Oh, there you go. At least one of us improved in something. Maybe we can actually graduate to A2 finally after 9 years.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 years of doing this thing so far. Jeez. I mean, and heck, we're the beginning of a quarter of the century. Again, 2025. Yeah, interesting beginning to say the least. So is it going to be for better or for worse? We just have to wait and see.
I mean, it could be for better. Honey Pop is free on Steam now, so, you know.
I was about to kind of save that, but go ahead, ruin the surprise. But yes, by the time you listen to this podcast, download by the last remaining hours of on January 19th. It is the 10th anniversary of Honey Pop. So yes, it is currently free on all digital storefronts, including Steam. So please add it to your library right now before it goes away.
Yeah, absolutely. And also in 2025, happy to say that we are survivors of the great 8-hour TikTok blackout. It was a rough 8 hours, guys. But
I don't even use TikTok, so I'm like, the heck? Like, I couldn't care less. I'm sorry.
Neither do I. I don't even have an account.
Nah, I've heard it sucks because people make their livelihood on it. The only thing which is like TikTok is the new punching bag for whatever's going on now. It's like, look, man. Look, I'll be honest with you. Everyone stole my data. Amazon stole my data. When you're born, the government stole your data with the thing called Social Security cards. The bank stole your information with your income. I mean, what's at this point? Who cares? Someone stole something from me.
Hi.
Like, so like, oh, the Chinese are stealing it. Oh, come on. Your information was stolen way before you even started the game. Get out of here.
Everybody steals from everybody.
I mean, heck,
pretty much.
That's pretty much a way of society now. Unfortunately, we eat
pretty much,
dog eat dog, and all that, yada yada.
Pretty much, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the local Chinese guy in the neighborhood stole the money from me and give back my change. I wouldn't be surprised, but if it happens, it happens.
Unfortunately, the Chinese do take some changes here and there. Again, it's kind of part of it as well. So.
Jokingly. The only time that ever happened, to be honest, I think is if they have an odd amount of like change, they might as well just give it they'll just like, I'm taking a whole nickel. Screw it. Like that would be 14.47. It's 50 cents. Whatever. You're not getting. I don't have 3 pennies. That's like. Good old hood math. And I support that, by the way. Good hood math. Just round up. If you buy anything, it's better to round up. Don't use exact change. Just round up. Round up to the nearest 5 cents. I mean that seriously. That's my tip for me to use accounting. Yeah.
Exactly, America. Besides, who the hell thought it was a good idea to end all prices in 99? Just round up the fucking penny. Make it easy for everybody.
I know, because some places charge a surtax anyway, so it matters. I swear. All right, that's enough rambling about most nothing.
Yeah, we got other shit to ramble about. Like, waifus that will never, ever recognize us no matter how many tier 3 subs we send their way. That means it's time for VTuber Corner.
Oh, yeah. Man, we had a decent month of VTuber Corner. We had some good news and some bad news, but some good news is that the machines are learning. AI is happening. Neurosama learned that Ninja Sanji's trash. I said it live on stream. Would you invest in Ninja? Niji is trash. I'm like... I'm so proud of you.
I mean, also proud that as well Vito programmed her to do that. But again, in the way, she is self-learning and learning the ways of the internet. And yeah, for better or for worse, learned that Niji is indeed trash. And yeah, I think that's probably the good values to adapt from the internet.
God, yeah. Speaking of Niji trash, they're still running their investigation on Aster Arcadia for the quote-unquote, I have to say poorly, alleged offenses of sexual misconduct. He totally did it. It's like, come on. There are too many people that said it. It's like, come on. And they're all consistent. He totally did it. But anywho, they're still running an investigation on him. Eventually, a decision will be made soon. Never. But hey, go Niji. All right, so that's the Niji. That's the Niji news out the way. They still suck. That's all you need to know. 2025, they still suck.
Good to know.
And I would say more drama news. Twitch Rivals has not had a good track record for VTubers. And I can go more in detail about that. So why don't you, before I start my long-winded about Twitch and their big event system, you can talk about it first. But Will?
Yeah. So basically, from what I can tell, and like the things I checked upon, from Zentreya, from Zookeeper, and all like basically participants, Basically, it's kind of always been the same thing with what other games that Twitch Rivals is involved in, be it, I don't know, Overwatch or the recent Marvel Rivals. Like, things have been really messed up, just like organizing or what and such. Like, I know Duke has given the statement as well as Andrea of eShoujo, but basically, like, there's just like a whole lot of like miscommunication regarding to like the team ups, because like apparently I know like even like for that during that one Apex Twitch Rivals, like basically, oh, it's just got to be a casual game and all that, but no, you have team ups with like legendary pro players
with top end players, yeah,
and like completely blindsided like the VTubers miscommunication. And I was like, what? I was told this. I like, nope, completely blindsided. I was like, the frick, dude.
Yeah, so the Twitch versus series, like what they usually do for big gaming that's popular, they did it for Street Fighter, they did it for Apex, they even did it for Valorant at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Just call it Twitch versus or Twitch X, so just because they all do this, it's all the same thing. So the issue with Twitch and these events, sometimes they're doing the rules of the event and the thing live. They're not predating it. And this is how these miscommunications happen. A recent miscommunication, as mentioned with Doki Bird. So they had a rule that anyone who was below, I believe, diamond, it was be diamond and platinum, I believe, could not enter. But then Toki Bird made a team of top players, and I'm going to give some of them a shout out if you guys know who they are. Borgor, one of the top tanks who play Doctor Strange right now. ML7, one of the best support players. You can pretty much see where this is going, because Doki is in the shooter community and knows top shooter players. I mean, if you've seen the memes, like, oh, she's memeing, she just swore. No, she's deeply addicted to shooter games. It's popular. She did it for Apex. She did it for Valorant. Extremely skilled in Marvel Rivals. I ran into her into a couple of games. She knows what she's doing. I'm not even joking. Like, is that Doki? Holy.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing. She has connection. She knows how to play. So she made a team of top players. But to balance it out, which I find pretty messed up, they're like, well, I'm going to add one person on my team who hits the lower bar. And that's Saikuno. Saikuno, for all intents and purposes, was not qualified to be in the team. He was like, I think it was gold at the time or platinum, but he wasn't within the criteria, right? So they tried adding the team. People got upset because how could you add this player to the team and not notice that for all intents freaking purposes, that Stokey Bird and other people were making super teams. As you alluded to earlier. So Saikuno got blasted, the whole team got nuked, and people had to make their own separate teams, whatever. So this is a problem with Twitch when they make these events, because they don't enforce it, and they're bad at communication. This is what you should, in my opinion, if you want a fun, casual tournament, you should say everyone below platinum, because it will keep the sweaties out. And there's nothing wrong with sweaties, but the problem is that they're good for a reason, okay? Let me be honest with you. There's one player who I follow. His name is Aquamarine. He is a Squirrel Girl main. He also plays Namor. He's hit Grandmaster and is almost at one for all eternity level within 3 days. I'm gonna let you guys know this for a second. If you're going to not put a cap point, you can add him to my team. Yeah. And remember, you're putting money on the line. Doki Bird is a professional player. I'm taking that bread. Money. But that's the situation. So Twitch, going forward, if you need to make these games, and honestly, look into the game rank system, do an average math, and do it that way. Because I understand you want personalities, but the top players who play this game, who are the sweaty types, no offense to them, because I'm a sweaty gamer myself, most of them are not famous. They're not famous. Like today, you probably just learned who Aquamarine is. There you go. I helped out there. So there's things like that. So that's what they're going for. The strategic communications, this has happened at numerous events before, and it seemed to be a problem because they want the views, but they don't want to do the work in doing so because they suck at that. What do you expect from whatever? Anyway, what do you expect for them? So that's the situation there. So that was that. So that's my rant on Twitch X games like Rivals and Valorant, whatever. I mean, the other one's gotten better, but it seems to be a consistent problem every time. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the next game that pop off, like I don't know, Monster Hunter, Wilds pop.
Yeah, Wilds.
And Wilds pop off, and they make an event based on it because they're trying to catch popularity, but don't create parameters because they don't understand the game. That's the thing. Please understand the game, make parameters, because in my opinion, there is a very few difference when you watch some of like these people who play games. Like, it's different watching like a high-end game, a low-end game, and a mean compilation game. And since Marvel Rivals is very popular, they all blend together, but you should know the style of games that are happening. Like, there's a clear difference between a Bronze 3 game and a Diamond 1 game. There's a clear difference between the two. If you don't know that, that's learn.
Yeah, that particularly the reason, like, I mean, probably just staying right at bronze or silver. I mean, I haven't touched competitive yet, but just like seeing these things is like, no, I'm good at playing as a slop casual, if anything else. But yeah, you pretty much know on it, Matt. It's just all like, I don't know. Ever since the whole change in management, the Twitch Rivals thing is just nah, forget about it. Just don't.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's
Twitch
just so much
series,
stigma. The Twitch versus.
Speaking of management, the competitor YouTube is not doing great at management either. They are trash. They have been removing several VTubers accounts that are actually not just indies. These are actual corporate VTubers. People from Globee and Brave Group and V4Mirai. They've been getting demonetized and flags, unable to earn their money. And it's mostly thrown through, I think YouTube has truly committed to using more bots than the people person. And it's gotten really bad, where people are somehow considering going to Twitch, or just like, where is my money? And then asking them, well, if you want your money, give us your personal information. Whoa. What is this about?
Yeah, like, the heck, man, like, it's just, yeah, like, again, with each of their own platforms, there's just the pros and cons for how you want it, like basically make your living as a streamer and such. And
right, and
yeah,
it's
just for
VTubers,
VTube,
because it's like, VTubers. Oh, I was gonna say VTubers on majority of the platforms, which there's only two. Kick is a joke. Don't use Kick. If you use Kick, you're whatever. You're not a person. But anyway, YouTube and Twitch are the two major platforms we use for content making, and other platforms like Twitter, Blue Sky, and soon to be maybe not TikTok are like tertiary platforms to both the other two.
Right.
So the problem is that like Twitch has illogical regulations they upon themselves because their council has hate boners on people, and YouTube is run by bots. I'm starting to believe that theory. It's a joke, but I'm starting to believe YouTube is run by bots.
I mean, yeah, again, even they, like, not to make fun of it, but as well, Marvel Rivals is confirmed to have bots as well. So pretty much everything you know pretty much has bots involved some way or another. I mean, that's just a slight joke,
yeah.
like kind of it. But as you said, like, when so many like VTuber contents, I mean, yeah, as you said, indie VTubers and such, like, and they got like completely flagged for no reason, even though following guidelines fans like on YouTube is like, what the hell? And I even recall correctly as well, that's. Granted, it was a Kuso game, but a K-Song recently got banned but reinstated for that one Kuso game for that looked like a giant penis. I don't know if you recall correctly.
No, 100%, yeah.
So,
and the thing is that, like, yeah, YouTube's flag system is being clearly abused on multiple levels. I can say from a personal level, because you guys catch me down Haven.YouTube page, a lot of our videos have been flagged because even though I pay musicians for music or find free royalty music, I will get spammed by random Asian bots or bots saying that I stole their music. Like, it's not real. Then link it to YouTube because YouTube is just dumb that way, and that happens a lot. And YouTubers using a lot of monetizations. Like I said, and it's not just indie. A lot of, like I said, the Brave Group, which is like I think V4i and Globee, a lot of them have lost, and even Idol has lost some of their channels and monetizations. And user responses, give me your information. It's like a racket. It's really bad. And it's like YouTube's like, and the only way to stop them is like to shame them on Twitter, and like but then now even those got bot responses. So it's just like, yeah. So at this point, just pray that if you're a content creator and you're on YouTube, no offense, pray they don't find you. Pray you don't get fined. You make sure you get your money quietly, and that's it. Because it's really, really stupid. I do believe that YouTube is trying to automize their systems rather than paying people to check this stuff, because anyone can flag anybody. Like right now, and I will not do this, I can flag Doki Bird's videos. I could do it. I can literally do it. And that will cause harm to her videos. I will not do, because I enjoy her content, and I really mean this is hypothetical. Never do it. Do not flag people. But it's like, you can do that, and that can cause significant harm to them because there's a bot behind it placing the income rather than a person checking it. Because it could be spam. There could be people just doing hate stuff. And that's kind of its own problem. So again, Twitch, incompetency. YouTube, bots. Just hope you don't get caught by it. That is my honest opinion as a content creator.
It's jeez
Yeah.
Louise. Everything's being run by civilian bots. But yeah, it just feels like it's been such a far cry since the good old day with Gun Run being running on Twitch. There's been such a far cry. Oh boy.
That's the funny thing too. It's like people are posting that like not conspiracy theory, but like in like people in like Iron Mouse chat was like, "Yo, is Gunrun gonna take his old job back?" Because like Twitch is like So maybe he had a hand in it. I'm being that serious. Like maybe he had a hand in it. I have no idea.
That's a hypothetical, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, but in a serious secondary note, I've got some good news on the way. I've got some new costumes. All right, they got the best costume. Yeah, that costume reveal was great. All the costumes are on point.
Right. Like I've seen regarding to like the full Moko as well. Like you showed me regarding to the rest of Ravencroft, like just the kimono styles, especially during the New Year's. Holy moly, definitely great designs.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, naturally with full Moko, like as they're preparing to head into the spring season, back up there. I can't wait for their full Moko mornings again. Yeah, just like very great things happening with full Moko, especially if you call recently they had a recent rock paper scissors tournament where like we had Fuwawa winning the cup to have given a budget for a upcoming project, which wow. Yeah, I still remember like that one matchup we're going to full Moko and Corona, like Bow Wow and Yubi. that was a great matchup. Matchup.
It's crazy. Like my favorite costume with the bunches and the wrists. I love Narissa's costume. I like Full Moko is actually super casual, but you notice that Full has a lot more assets than Momoko. I don't think Momoko could beat the allegations.
It's been the running joke. Like I remember Kiara mistake and Mokoko asked for Wawa one time. It was like Mokoko.
It's like this time you can't mess it up. Okay, it's clearly obvious who's packing some serious bakeries.
Again, the investments from Hololive and Cover Corp. I mean, it works, and heck, it's been an established brand. So that's how it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy though. But on a very serious note though, I want to say Bibu has made her made her costume memeable. It's essentially Virgil. He's now motivated. I love it.
Like the way
the funny thing is only. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like the way Bibu just like acted upon, just really embracing. I mean, her image of like being cringe but free and all that is just like as I said, is just Virgil and just really running along with it. Yeah.
Like her, like she's become the brain rot streamer, the shit poster brain rot streamer of Halloween. I think But I would just say Shiori, I think, is the only one I think on the Hololive website is selling merchandise. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments below because I think I've only seen Shiori, and I want to buy that hat because that would fit my head. So that's it. So yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Right. And I know, like, we're going to, I mean, just go sidetrack a little bit here, but like, I saw like all like the many of the VTuber of Hololive, and VTubers in general happened like on the cultural recent trending game, which is Me Side, which everybody has been like playing from EN to ID to JP, and just how crazy it is how that game is just like completely got took over and just grabbed the attention of the internet for at least for the time being right now. It's just like wow.
But yeah, I definitely want to see more. So that was a really good costume. It was a really good costume reveal. Check it out if you haven't already, or just check out the Twitters. Probably see it there. Another good thing that happened is this scam. This scam nurse, Mimi Nightmare, running her scams and horrible things, apparently debuted. She may sound similar before, but this time she's all in on the money. I'm glad they they decided to come back with their whole new schemes, hitting up Mint and everything else. If you don't know who Needy Nightmare is, look it up. Wink, wink. You'll find them. Their debut hit my YouTube feed, and I was like, "What?" And then Will told me hit his. And I was like, "Oh, they paid for the advertisement. They were everywhere. They must have tagged their former name. That's all I gotta say."
Yeah. When I saw that, like, okay, who's Need You Nightmare? And like, oh, and I saw it on Twitter, and like, oh, followed by everyone.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, when I saw her clips and yeah, just checked out the stream, like, okay, good to see.
That was a really good debut, though.
Up and coming YouTuber.
Yeah.
VTuber, just like doing so well and like just getting the love and like also referencing possibly spoiling her previous life, but overall she's just absolutely the best way I could describe it, just spirited, if anything else. Reminds me of a certain nature spirit, if anything else.
Yeah, sorry, Kieran. What may I say? That's too much of a giveaway to you. I do feel like though. Like, if anything, I would recommend checking out the debut. It is hilarious. I think she did a lot of effort into that. I really like that. That was some good stuff. I'll give credit to. That was some good stuff.
Yeah. So by all means, definitely check out Nimi Nightmare. Just an absolute great potential and debut. So yeah, definitely check it out. Definitely another one to watch out for.
Yeah. And speaking of debut, V Shoujo, we'll have some new debuts for their cross collab. A mixed gen.
I'll quickly clarify that there. I probably wasn't clear on our Excel sheet. So yes, if you haven't checked out on V Shoujo's official Twitter page or X, they have just basically put it in an emoticon with an envelope on it, and people immediately just went on a whole Smash Direct and basically, oh, a new challenger is approaching, and like who, and yeah, it's like this is mainly on the EN page at the moment right now, so likely it's going to be a new debut on the EN page. Again, currently speculation right now, so hold off on that thought. But in regards to the collaboration event that would just happen literally last night at time of recording, the V Shoujo Japan and English had their first major collaboration with Little Company. So yes, you had Hestia, Pippi, all the JP members. Even K-San was there as well. Henya collaborating with the EN members like Zentreya, Michi, Haruka, and so forth, like Kane and Koro. And if you haven't checked out that stream already, it is just pure hilarity, to say the least. Like, yeah, like you see Zentreya just absolutely doing a menace, even though it was like very late at her time zone. And just absolute fun to see like the EN and JP just completely talking together, even with the language barrier as it is. You hear Matra like trying her best to speak in Japanese to communicate with the JP Kohais, and yeah, even with Henya, even though she is the senpai here, she is very still a little bit introverted. It's very shy, but it's good to also see the tea kettle just trying to branch out as well. So if you need something to like get some hilarity, just to cheer you up, and by all means, check out the either of the channels. Twitch page and see that collaboration on Little Company. Just absolutely great times to say at least. So yeah, their first major collaboration between branches of JP and EN for V Shoujo. Definitely check it out.
That's good to hear. And I guess we can end it on I guess like one of the. Yeah, I guess we could end it on a final positive good note. That it took 3 years in the making. Karone finally collabed with Ayame again, only because she forgot, and Ayame forgot her phone number. I'm not even joking. That's exactly
for real.
For real.
Wow.
They have company phones, forgets phone numbers. Classic. The mix-up is truly real.
I mean, I get it in the corporate environment, regardless of YouTube or what else. Like, yeah, you forgot your phone number. I mean, I get it. In corporate environment, you forget a lot of things. I can speak from experience, but it's just like, what the heck?
Yeah, 3 years in the making. It finally happened. We got there. It was a good collab. But yeah, 3 years in the making. We got there. We did it. Now I feel like why Corona has to collab a lot of people. She doesn't remember people's phone number vicinity, like a real dog. Like, you're gone. I don't know you anymore. You're like a new person to me.
Yeah. I can relate to Corona in that sense. Like, again, remember, human beings or any beings have a very limited short attention span, like dogs. So just FYI, like, if in case you are, I don't know, you forgot something to do, something, and like they get on your business, just say, I blame my short-term memory, because it is, we are built to last that way, unless it's like, I don't know, specific event to practice on it. So yeah. Mhm.
So that happened. Working for Get for over 5 years. Who are you? What? Who are you?
Got
Are they? What?
it.
So that was great. So that's a VTuber corner for Jan 2025. EG sucks as always. Still an investigation. V Shoujo has a cross delay happening. It's really fun. Hollow Advent has new costumes, but only as of I know of today. Shiori's selling swag with it. Maybe to be others know. Who knows? Nightmare Mimi's debut. Check it out if you haven't already. And if you're a VTuber, be sure to pray to God that neither Twitch or you're on YouTube's radar because they can ruin your life, and they're both at bad at managing lives. But YouTube will ruin you as a little worse. Twitch is incompetent when it comes to running their own events because they don't put proper parameters, such as Doki Burke can run a super team, but everyone noticed that hey, it's only Sky Kuna we care about because he's not at the right rank. Bro, everyone around her is a sweaty. What are you talking about? She's taking that bread. But anywho, that's all the news that we have for the VTuber corner for Jan 2025. Let's got someone to add to that, Will.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, we're in January. It's fairly quiet. We're going to be heading into the Lunar New Year, so probably something may be happening in the next month of February or so. And again, if anything else, we'll let you know in regards, and hopefully that Niji stays quiet and not shoot themselves in the foot again.
I mean, the best I could hope for is honestly, we shoot the food is they actually punish Asta Arcadia in a very public way to make sure it's unacceptable. That's the only thing I could hope for they can do.
We'll see. Hiya.
All right. So with that being said, we've got a couple of pieces of news. As Will pretty much alluded to, it's January. It's a new year. We don't really have a lot to talk about, but there are a couple of things that did happen. Well, actually, one thing that happened, and we're going to get into some initial thoughts on the winter anime season because we watched some shows and got some opinions. And I already dropped 2 of them, if that tells you anything.
Ha ha ha.
But before we get that, speaking of anime, Kadowkawa, so that big corporation which has many companies underneath it, like Yen Press and Ise Press and J Novel Club and From
Sony?
Software, the one that Sony was interested in buying but ended up partnering with instead. Well, they have a new outlook on how they're going to be handling anime going forward. So the chief officer of Kadowkawa, Takeshi Kikuchi, basically said that he wants to focus more on a stable anime production plan. So instead of going after new licenses, he wants to look more towards sequels and more episodes within those animes. So if you've noticed, I would say probably in the last 20 to 30 years, like back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, when new anime came out, it was like 25 episodes. It was very rare to see something 12 or 13 episodes. You usually, the studios put a lot of emphasis behind it. They backed it. They put their faith in it, basically. And it took very little risks. Like you didn't see over 100 new shows. You maybe had like half of that. And they went for the most popular stuff and they invested in it. So back then it wasn't uncommon to see 25 or even more episodes in an anime. Like Death Note had 37. We all know that Naruto had like over 700. Some of the more popular ones just went on and on forever. But today, like everything's like 12 episodes. And even when it's supposed to be 25, they split it like 6 months apart. Like, all right, we'll get the first half now and the second half later. Or in ReZero's case, they only put out 8 episodes and they're going to do another 8 somewhere down the line, So, it's becoming an oversaturated market with so many different titles and not a lot of them are being watched because there's just so much. And I think Kadokawa realized this. So that is the company's thinking now, is by sticking with the tried and true popular series and investing in them by making more sequels and putting more episodes into those series. And it makes sense because the biggest factor, obviously, in any business is money, right? ROI, return on investment. If you're going to put money into something, you need to get it back and then make a profit. Otherwise, the lights don't keep on. Your workers don't get paid. Your business shuts down, and then we have no more anime. That's basic business 101. So by doing that culture of just grabbing anything out there and developing it and putting the money and resources and time into it, and then nobody watching it, it's a big risk. And there's plenty of series out there which kind of failed. Like Heavenly Delusion, which came out last year. It was one of my top favorite animes of the year. Absolutely flopped in the Blu-ray market in Japan. Flopped. Absolute rock
Yeah.
bottom. And we don't even know if the show's going to get a sequel now because of it. Even though everyone in the States loved it, but we're not the market. Japan
No,
is.
that's totally true, which is like a thing makes me sad about manga. Like anime and manga is like, oh yeah, it didn't do well in Japan, but there's an audience here. There is no audience. Throws it out the window.
Right. It's just like they only primarily focus on the local Japan audience to as a gauge, because again, Japan doesn't care about us. No. It's like, yeah, and you pretty much got it right. Is, yeah, like now with like this focus on it, I mean, just feeling it for the first time is like, it is definitely the more stabler option, to say the least. And like I can see, like, for example, with this current anime season right now, yeah, like Solo Leveling season 2, all the other shows getting other sequels in season 2s is like, yeah, definitely the fairly safe bet. It's definitely more stable, and just, yeah, just keep it at the moment, like, and keep, I don't know, I guess the margin of error of the chances of flop shows being minimalized, if anything else.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know what
Yeah,
I
Because
mean?
and
about it, please pick up the Heavy Delusion manga. It's really good. Anyway, that's
yeah,
all
it
going
is.
on.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But part of the problem is this is actually going to surprise you, because he actually uh, revealed what Kadowkawa's revenue is annually for anime, and you're going to hear the number in yen. You're going to be like, wow, that's a lot, 30 billion yen a year. But
Mm.
remember, Japan's currency is multiplicative of American dollars. That's only
Yeah.
190 million US dollars. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yeah.
Damn.
big.
Nope.
So when you're a major company like that, $190 million is a drop in the bucket. It is not a significant number, and that's only for anime. So by going with this new plan, he predicts that they're going to multiply that earning power by 1.5 times over the next 3 years, which would be a significant boost.
True. The only thing is, from a
Mm.
business standpoint, it's a very conservative way of thinking when it comes to business, and it also limits them on chance to take risk on newer properties that could be popular. Because now they're
Mm.
going with, well, this works, therefore we're going to continue with it. And markets can change, such as, jokingly, isekai is annoying, but isekai was really popular. And if you didn't get into the isekai market when it was ripe, well, everything you make out isekai project is just not going to do well. That's a perfect example right there. So
Right.
it's a very risk averse strategy, but it depends how they're going to do, how they manage their investments.
Well,
So
they actually have a plan
yeah.
for that too. And a lot of people are concerned because, anime is hit or miss, and a perfect example of this would be with Ubo Blot when I talk about that a little bit later,
Mm.
because I don't know the source material. I never read it, but some people have and say that this anime is a shit show. I enjoyed it, but I'll get to that in a second. But one thing that they do have as part of this plan is, as you know, Kadowkawa is a huge company. They have a ton of different anime studios underneath them, and what they want to do is they want to actually go through each one of their studios, find out what their strengths are, and when they ever get a new license, match up the anime to the strengths to bring out the best of adaptation that they possibly can, which I think is really smart.
Mm.
So we'll see how that
Mm.
goes. I mean, it's a pretty bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works, but
So yeah, let's see if Kadakawa can pull this one off. I mean, I don't mind the sequels, if anything else. It's
Oh
just like
no, no, I understand why they're doing it. I just hope they can still take the risk on the weirder stuff I can watch that's out there too. Because it's like, if, like I said, I'll joke about this. Let's just say, battle manga becomes super popular again. We're all doing tournament arcs to the day we die, and it's like, oh man, is anything else to watch? Battle manga, battle manga, battle manga. I'm out. I'm out this season. And then let's say something, and then they're not trying anything else that's also in their wheelhouse, because you have so much money, you can take a risk here or two. That's the thing too. A lot of people that get to really rich in certain media fields, when they get the conservative business plan working and think that's blah blah blah, they end up stop taking risk, and they don't do anything else but that. They become ultimately risk averse, and then forced to catch up to the market, because the market shifted. Always that
Mm.
happens in manga anime all the time. Like I said, Isekai is a perfect example of this. The slice of life is happening to this. So it's like, a genre could sneak up on you and get really, really popular.
Right. Again, it reminds me of the Good Train. Remember the Monster Girl days? Oh man.
Yeah, the Monster Girl. Rip that now. Now you're just a degenerate if you like Monster Girls now. As you know, as we go back to our holes, you know.
Nah. Now it's isekais and even regarding to like one local show like Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf, like the whole reverse isekai. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, so speaking of isekai, I guess I'll just use that as a segue into the winter anime season thoughts because Mappa, shame on you for
Oh.
misdirecting an entire global audience. Oh, one of the shows I dropped was Zenshu because they, along with Annie List, did not say anywhere this was an isekai. And when I watched the first episode, I'm like, okay, so she got knocked out. She's just dreaming of one of her series, right? She's not actually in the world, right? Fuck, this is an isekai, isn't it? Yep, it's a goddamn isekai. Dropped. So I'm going to read to you verbatim the description, which was supplied by Mappa, the company in the studio behind this anime, to AniList. It says, and I quote, after graduating from high school, Natsuko Hirose starts her career as an animator. Her talent quickly flourishes, and she makes her debut as a director in no time. Her first anime becomes a massive hit, sparking a social phenomenon and earning her recognition as an up-and-coming genius director. Her next project is set to be a romantic comedy movie themed around first love. However, having never been in love herself, Natsuko struggles to understand the concept of first love, and as a result, she's unable to create the storyboard, creating the movie production or causing the movie production to come to a standstill. End. Where in that description does it say it's an isekai? Nowhere, right? So I'm under the impression that this is a slice of life romance, maybe a rom com. Sounds great. All about anime and animation and all this cool stuff. Maybe it'd be like an animation version of Bakuman, you know? Sounds amazing. Let me hit, plan to watch. But Josh, it should have said it in the category tags. All right, cool. Let's go down to genres. Comedy, romance, dot, dot, dot. That's it. Where's the isekai tag? Not there. Fuck you.
Yeah. When I definitely checked out the show a little bit in regards. I had no expectation. I did not read the synopsis. Like, oh, it's an isekai. Like going into the creation that you love. I'm like, okay. Like, I mean, maybe I've been too exposed to isekai so much. Like, I expected it. But yeah, like putting myself in your shoes, Josh, is like, the heck, man. Is like, you would have at least had that disclaimer, but no, you freaking like purposely left that thing out. So
yeah, and of course I got backlash for not knowing it was an isekai because oh my god, heaven forbids I didn't read the source material first and I wanted to be an anime only watcher, or heaven forbids I didn't check another site like My Anime List or Wikipedia first because I thought a synopsis on any list would have told you what the show was about, but apparently I was wrong because I didn't check 50 other sites just to make sure it was the exact show I was looking for. I mean,
nah. Like you pasted your bets on one side. Like, okay, I trust you. Nope, it's not it. F you. Fuck you.
so lesson learned: check the entire internet before choosing a single show to watch, just to make sure it's not pulling the wool over your eyes.
Oh God, yeah, that's the way to look at it.
So anyway, I'm falling in love with you. Not you guys. That's the other show I dropped. This one is right up my alley. It's a slice of life. It's a romance story. So why did I drop it? Because holy shit, the first episode was so slow. It's like watching paint dry. Like, I am all for slow burns. I am not for slow pace. All right. There's a difference. Like, you can have a slow burn romance, but still have things move along and be interesting along the way. But when the first episode is so slow, I legit almost fell asleep twice during it. I'm like, that is too slow. Not going to put up with it. Gone. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe it turns out to be one of the best romances of the year and it's only January. But yeah, first impressions do matter. And if I almost fell asleep twice, that's not a good first impression.
Yeah, bet.
All right, so that leaves us with the shows I did watch and are continuing to watch. Although one of them is on the bubble, and that's that Okinawa show.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay, okay.
it's kind of busy. I mean, it's like, yeah, anime isn't exactly well animated. Most of the shows are still frames with mouth flaps, so you can get away with reading subtitles just to, understand what's going on. But when the subtitles have subtitles and the screen is filled with other subtitles because they're speaking an ancient Okinawan language, it's a little overwhelming. The plot is
Yeah.
cute, I will give them that, and it seems they're trying hard, at least in the first couple episodes, to not make the Okinawa language thing the main center of things. They're trying to tell like little side stories, but it's
Mm-mm.
like, how many of those can you tell before this just becomes a random mess? So it's decent. I'm giving it the 3-episode rule. I think the third episode just came out, so I'm gonna have to get a little bit caught up and see if it's still worth watching. But it's about a 6 out of 10 right now for me.
From what
So
from what I checked it up on, yeah, like it's just like the Okinawan dialect, like "Naniya," it's "Naniya." So like yeah, just like it is. If you know the different dialect, the Kansai dialect, the Kanto dialect, it's just like yeah, they really use like "Naniya." It's like really, I mean, like the nearest comparison is obviously the country accent as they like to use in localizations, and yeah, when you try to like mix it with that, like translate that dialect into like a show that's like this, yeah, it really bleeds out to the point. It's like holy crap! Like you try to comprehend like the differences, the cultural differences in Japan itself. So yeah, it's like another layer of understanding. You need to be prepared while also like balancing another plot on top of it as well. So yeah, as I said, it could be definitely be messy in a sense. Yeah,
yeah, and plus there's some Okinawan jokes in there that kind of need explanation to kind of get, because it's like Teruaki, the main character, he's in love with Hina, who's the one who speaks the Okinawan language. So he uses another girl named Kana, who is kind of like the translator because she can also speak Japanese and Okinawan. And Kana is actually in love with Teruaki, except Teruaki doesn't know that. He's just in love with Hina. So it's kind of got the love triangle thing going. But the funny thing is Kana's name in Okinawan means I love you. So everyone apparently in Okinawan Island is, the last name is Higa. So when he called out to her, like everyone turned their heads because they thought he was speaking to them. So instead he calls her by her first name, which is the word for I love you, and everyone's like shocked, like, oh my god, did he just confess to her when it was actually just her name? And of course she gets all flustered too. So there's like a certain way you had to pronounce her name with like a double A and before the N and after the N, to like stretch out the A just to make it not sound like I love you. So there's like those little like weird jokes that are in there that if you're in the Japanese culture you'd get, but you kind of need it explained a little bit. Kind of like, in A Silent Voice, where she's deaf and she tries to say I love you, but Suki and Ski sound very similar, so he's like, you love the moon, like one of those type of jokes.
yeah, like the word plays and translations. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some. I mean, I'll give it to him. That's clever. I like those little things. They're little clever word plays, but it just seems so generic. I mean, I thought it'd be better, but I'll give it a little bit more of a chance and see what happens. Of course, there's season 2 of um, Solo Leveling. Yeah, I'm reading the
Yeah.
Japanese title. I'm like, what the hell is it in English? But God, I'm such a weeaboo. Yeah, Oredake na level up na ken. There you go. I haven't actually watched a single episode yet. uh,
Yeah. I checked a little bit of the beginning of the second episode, second season, and like I still got to finish out the first season. But I read the manhwa, so I kind of know what they're doing. Especially if we're going to that recent, like again, their last promotion, we're going to into the movie that promotes into the second season. Which yeah, it's basically the first episode is just indeed that, just the movie clip from the movie of some included. So I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's solo leveling, and again, ride that solo leveling wave until I don't know, you get that, make that the sequel. That is Ragnarok, which
which is on hiatus, by the way. But
mm.
yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I've read the manhwa, so I'm not really in a rush to watch this. I enjoyed watching it, even though I know what's going to happen, because I wanted to see some of this stuff animated, and it was amazing. I kind of want to see the same thing here. But again, since I already know what happens, I'm not really in a rush. I'll check it out on my own time. I'll probably just marathon it in like a month by month basis or something.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Honey Lemon Soda, this is another one that I'm reading the manga and I'm reviewing it for Yen Press. And I mean, I watched it to see what it was like, and it's staying it's about as true as it can to the manga. There were a little bit of differences in the first episode. They kind of jumbled some things around, but anime tends to do that to rearrange the story to make it, you know, seem more of a logical standpoint to a viewer. So I don't really have any complaints about that, but it's pretty good so far. Like I said, I love the manga, so I'm probably going to check out the rest of this to see how it translates. And now Ubo Blot, because
Mm.
I enjoyed it, but apparently those who read the source didn't, because I guess according to manga readers, the first episode jammed 100 pages into the first episode.
Wow.
So not only that, they say it left out a lot of stuff and it's going at breakneck pacing, which might be a bad adaptation. But here is where being an anime only watcher comes in, because I didn't, know about that, and I still
Mm.
enjoyed the first episode. But I can see from their comments how it could be a little quickly paced, like it didn't really give the introduction to the world to breathe. It's like, all right, here's 7 people who call themselves heroes. They kill a bunch of noblemen, and now they basically usher in the age of heroes. Well, I would have liked to have seen how that happened and why, you know? But nope, here we are. People are dead. Now there's 7 heroes who are actually evil. And now we have basically the guy who has a Russian or German name, I forget. I'm not going to try and
It's
pronounce
German.
it.
It's German. It's German.
Yeah, of course, because Japan loves Germany for whatever reason. But yeah, he's going around. His goal is to kill them all. So it's kind of like, I can see how they can relate it to Berserk, where it's basically a swordsman. He even has a black sword, guts. But how going around and killing people. But I can see the resemblance. But it's nothing like Berserk. Like, well,
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
it can't be because it's 2025 and censorship. But did he really have to name the girl Pee? Like, did anyone tell them what that means in English? Like, anyone like clue them in? Like, not even anyone in QA says, could be a certain innuendo there, but
Baby.
it's his
Mm-hmm.
his little pee. She's shorter than he is. He's got a little pee.
Got a little peek in.
Well, yeah, man, but yeah, like for what it is, like yeah, I read the original Ube Blood manga like way back when, and for what it is, meh, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't really have too much of a like comparison to say at least at the moment right now, but yeah, it's actually that. But again, it's similar to Guts, but it's definitely no Guts. So okay, so far okay.
Yeah, apparently he gets his power from the moon too, so that's pretty interesting.
Yes. As again, he ate a fairy. He literally ate a fairy. Yes.
They didn't get to that part. At least I didn't see that part. Yeah, so thanks for the spoilers.
My bad.
Unless that was some of the stuff they skipped in the first episode. And according to manga readers, it might as well have been. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the shows I watched so far. So what have you guys checked out, and what are your thoughts on it?
So for me, like with the little time actually saw some a little bit, it's like more or less these are definitely the B class tiers of shows. If anything else, is that like definitely budget. Like one being is the Headhunted to Another World from Salarian to the Big Four, which yeah, this is definitely the more budgeted films. They got Akio-san as the main demon lord. I mean, if you know Akio-san, he's the voice of Snake, if you recall correctly, and Blackbeard in One Piece, if you recall. And yeah, this thing, if you are like anybody else like me or Matt or any salaryman in this day and age, yeah, this show is like, yeah, pretty much teaches you like the basics of like the salaryman etiquette and how the main character is using what he learned in businesses to like negotiate in the new in isekai. So basically understanding the differences. Like, please do not be so strict. Do not show any anger or emotion, because they could use that against you, which I am currently learning that very much right now in my current job. So basically the one-on-ones in businessman salary etiquette. So if you go to a client dinner or such, yeah, just like please make them comfortable as heck, so you can understand and have better negotiation grounds. And yeah, that's basically what he's doing in this world of the of the show. So if you want to like learn some basic business etiquette, then yeah, this may be a new show that may be introducing some new practices that you can adapt in your life. So it's definitely not a polished show. It is definitely like okay, it's like quick and pace, the typical tsundere and such, and like the easy predictable harem anime, but it's fine. Again, B tier with anything else. But if you can find something enjoyable about that, then yeah, Head into Another World from Samurai with the Big Four is definitely a show for you. Of course, naturally, you got to continue on with the Isekai genre, which is the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world, and it's fun. It's fun. It's pretty much going with that same that one show, basically campfire cooking in another world, which yeah, it has that same aura, but instead of campfire cooking, it's basically online shopping. And like basically, if you love the capitalism, if you like play games like Racketeer or like any of those business management games or simulator games and such, this anime is definitely that similar show. Like, okay, I can basically make the profit from this, like currency, like basically flip a market and all such. And of course, that with the isekai things, like translation, mental calculations, mathematics. It's like the economics of what you learn in the modern world into an isekai. So again, nothing too groundbreaking, but it's that other trash show, but it's decently enjoyable to say the least. So there's that. So yeah, daily life in the daily life of middle-aged online shopper in another world is pretty much a decent show as well. Of course, there is that one culture show that everyone has more or less been talking about, which is my Ben Hennickel, the Elf Girls Catgirl is secret as rank monster, if you've probably seen on Twitter. And this culture show. It is if you haven't checked, it's definitely fully on Thursday. So if you want a culture show, this is definitely the culture show of the season. And basically this knight got killed by a demon, got reincarnated as an S-class behemoth, but he's currently mistaken as an elemental cat. And basically going the whole Akumoko route in a sense, basically an OP little creature now gonna be learning all these different skills, be it eating his opponents. Yeah, how familiar is that premise? And basically helping out with his new master and elf, which basically is a becoming adventurer. And yeah, this elf, definitely interesting heroine to say the least, because if you wanted her to be I don't know, we on that train of like elf class being the whole lewd ship and all that. Yeah, it ain't help break the stereotype, because this heroine elf girl is when the main protagonist is basically treating her elf master right, she goes full on furry mode. Yeah, she is not denying the furry allegations. Like what it was literally in the second episode, like, yeah, this S-class people can crossbreed. And like, crossbreeding, that opens up the options. And yeah, she is freaky. So to say the least. And I'll let you just check out the show to say the least if you want to find out more of her tendencies, if to say the least. So if you want the culture show, right, it's good fun. It's definitely have like that Kumoko tensura of that sort, like a creature becoming that S-class behemoth, if anything else. So overpowered protagonist as a creature. It's good fun, good service, good like funds around overall. So by all means, if you want the culture of the season, S-class behemoth, S-rank monster is definitely that show for you. And of course, naturally, the others like second season shows I watch is I really, really, really love my 100 Girlfriends, which the second season is currently out right now. Again, I appreciate the fourth wall breaking in that first episode. Like, again, it has been 6 months since the original first season, and yeah, now they go on that. So it is more or less like a Gintama / just absolute crack comedy of a romance. Again, loving your 100 Girlfriends to say the least. So yeah, check that out. Check that show out. It's been enjoyable. It's simple fun, simple clean fun. Definitely just a good. If you want a good trash shows, then yeah, 100. I really, really love My Girlfriend second season is currently just simply enjoyable. So those are the current shows at the moment right now I'm seeing, to say the least, what I could check out at the moment.
All right. What about you, Matt? Have you been watching anything in between your binge drinking of Liquid Death?
Yes, this is anime. I'm sorry, it's a video game. So it's just it should be an anime. It's called Marvel Rivals. That's what I've been doing. Watching. I was supposed to watch 2 shows, but it's like Marvel Rivals happened. I played it, and it's been down there between Liquid Death, Marvel Rivals. that's pretty much what I've been doing mostly. I even had to cancel a couple of raids I had to do with some people. Well, with my 14 guild. Well, I think two of them had to cancel because my computer went to crap. But it's all good though. Marvel Rivals, baby. Let's go. Anime of the year, baby. 2025.
I mean,
I
we want
know
to
those
talk.
feels. I mean, I kind of been neglecting the shows I've been watching because I've been playing too much of both Pantheon Rise of the Fallen and The Bazaar. So
Ah,
Bazaar actually dwarf Hearthstone views recently on Twitch.
really, it did.
Yeah, you did. No jokes, not jokes. It did. Yeah, it did.
There you go, Blizzard in the mud.
Literally, that's like they don't know. Like it's Jover, man. They get beat by all the quote copy competitors. Like that's all I gotta say. Like I wish nothing but it worse for them at this point.
Like that's kind of embarrassing when you create a collectible card game, then one of your best players, Raynad, says, "Fuck it, I could do this better myself." Turns his esports team into a fucking game company and actually does better himself.
oh,
I know. That's the messed up part. Like I do hope he takes the criticism, put his game on more platforms. Like you got to get that mainstream appeal, buddy.
Oh, he
Once
is.
you get that mainstream appeal, yeah.
It's only
That's
an early access / beta, so once the full version's out, he already said it's going to be on multiple platforms, including mobile.
All right, it's time.
And yeah, the Bazaar is definitely a
God.
game that's going to be easily adaptable to mobile. Like it's crazy. And before everyone's like, "Oh my god, a mobile game!" No, this is actually be a real game on mobile. Like we're talking like Nintendo 3DS with the touchscreen levels of mobile style. So not your fucking Ninja Farmer Looter whatever match 3
gotcha.
crap.
Ninja Run, yeah.
Yeah, none of that stuff. But yeah, it's really fun. But yeah, that like we said, it was a short month, and that's all we really got. So it's time to get to recommendations. So, Mental Gen, what do you have to recommend besides Marvel Rivals to our listeners?
Actually,
yeah, it's time Marvel Rivals. I'm cooked.
I mean, yeah, that definitely is a recommendation to say the least. But I actually forgot one more thing, which is actually I forgot. This is actually the trending show of the season. I guess this would probably be a good scapegoat to as my recommendation. Check out Sakamoto Days. Yeah. So
Sakamoto Days.
yeah. From what I've checked out the first 2 episodes at the moment, and yeah, like I see people like I don't know. I mean, these people don't know anything, but the fact they dropped the first episode after that first fight scene, that like again Sakamoto, like I don't know what the heck that people were thinking to want to drop it right after that first episode. But geez, Louise, you have some interesting taste if you want to drop it after that first great episode. I mean, fight scenes are good. Again, Sakamoto, even with his plump, fluffy form.
His
He's
old
still,
man status, yeah.
Yeah, old man status, cripple kid, just running a palm and pop shot, but still he can kick your ass. Like, geez, Louise, like you hate that kind of premise? Like, geez, man, well, how miserable is your life? So yeah,
it's more like here's the background argument. They're like, so the archetype of old man is actually badass.
Okay.
Some people actually hate this archetype to a degree, to a point, because it's like they see it everywhere, but don't understand the ones you see are not good at execution. It's all about the execution, not the archetype, and they think it's one or the other. It's you don't have brain cells. That's the argument I would say to you. If you hate the old man as a master archetype, secretly mad, you haven't seen a good execution. Therefore, that's a you problem. That's like yeah.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree with that point. So yeah, Sakamoto Days. Definitely check it out on Netflix. And also, just a reminder as well, Castlevania Season 2, Part 2 is currently out right now. So yeah, definitely check out Castlevania if anything else. I need to watch it, but I've heard good things about it at the moment right now. So yeah, Castlevania Season 2, Part 2.
Yeah, going back to old characters, like how can you not love like Bato from Ghost in the Shell? That was a badass old man type character. Also, Lem from Jormungand. That's another cool one.
Again, I do unironically believe that this is my honestly good take. This is why I have not a huge faith in the Zoomers or the new people or any new people get into content because they don't do history homework or go back.
Or the tourist.
The tourists, yeah. There's a lot of people claim they're fans, but they're actually just tourists because they're there and they do no back search, whatever. And the way they consume their content through probably some memes or other format, they got everything, but they don't. It's like reading the back of the book that you read the whole book. No, you didn't. Okay, these are the people that they don't get it with. These are the reasons why we have instructions on Pop-Tart boxes. Okay, these are the reasons why. That's all I gotta say.
I'm not supposed to eat it raw with the wrapper, but the metal foil was like so shiny and delicious looking.
Yeah. This is my honest. This is my honest opinion about tourists in certain nerd fields because a lot of them are fake, not intelligent. They get their information through shorter memes, reading the back of the book, whatever, and don't experience like, oh, the old man archetype master is bad. Me blinking. Have you not seen anything? I'm not even talking about kung fu movies. Have you seen anything? Like, what are you talking about? Genkai from Yu Hakusho, Santo? Like, okay.
Master Roshi?
Master Roshi. Granted, you could always argue the old man being a perv type is a bit overplayed. I definitely agree with that one, but
I mean, there was Jiraiya, so
Yeah, exactly. It was Jiraiya. Yeah. But it's like I scratch my head, like, yeah, you're definitely the Pop-Tart instructions. That's why it's written for you. You're the one who needs the instruction for the Pop-Tart box.
They're the people who needs that sign that says, "Please don't eat the toilet mint."
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yep. Those were my recommendations. Sakmo Days and the Castlevania Season 2 Part 2. Yeah.
All right, Matt, what's your recommendation?
If I haven't recommended it already, I would recommend not JoJo Bizarre Adventure, but there's a spin-off series of Part 4 with Whole Horse. It's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Shining Diamond Demonic Heartbreak. It's supervised by Toriyama, but has amazingly good art by Tatsuko Kurosama. I actually like his art for a JoJo artist. It's really good. I'm looking forward to the second volume. Check it out if you haven't already. It's a spin-off for Part 4 if you want some more Part 4 in your life, because apparently the only thing we got for Part 4 is Part 4 and Thus Spoken by Rohan. So if you want more Part 4 energy in your life, here you go.
All right. My recommendation is the brand new manga that came out about 2 weeks ago, and that is Riri Dragon by Viz Media. Oh my god, like just the cover alone, like a really cute looking anime girl with dragon horns. Sold. Then you read the synopsis about how she just suddenly woke up as a dragon and had to deal with it. Sold. So basically I'm like, all right, this looks good, but is it really good? Yes, it's really good. So basically, as the synopsis says, Ruri just wakes up one day and notices she has horns sticking out of her head. And the best part about this manga is her mother, who gives zero fucks. So basically, she goes in the kitchen to get breakfast, and she's having like an existential crisis, and her mother's just so calmly like, "Yeah, your father's not human; he's a dragon. By the way, I got to go to work. Have fun at school."
Yeah. I remember that frame.
Yeah, and then she gets to school. She has to sneeze. And she actually like spits fire over the back of the head of the kid in front of her. And her mother picks her up and it's like, "So you set the classroom on fire?" She says, "I also breathe fire in the back of the head of the kid in front of me." She says, "Okay, well, no harm, no foul." Then they're in the car and she's driving her home. And Ruri just basically flat out admits that because of the horrors and everything, her mother being so distant, that she's never felt so alone in her life. And her mother goes, "Oh, that's great. Thank you. You're becoming an adult."
Damn, that's real life.
Good. Unironically, that's some good parenting. Not gonna lie, that's some good parenting.
Yeah, being so that's pretty much typical of any Asian parents. Exactly. Like, great, you're growing up well. You're growing up becoming emotionally distant. That's the way of life.
You're not weak. I appreciate that. Like, thanks. That's something I didn't expect you to say. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and of course she goes to visit, her quote unquote father, the dragon, who's an actual fucking dragon, like not even a human in visage form. It's just a full on dragon. It makes you wonder, like, how did it even fit? What was the process like of procreation here? But yeah, absolutely amazing first volume. I was laughing my ass off throughout the entirety of it, and it's definitely worth the hype. So Ruby Dragon Volume 1, pick it up, available now. But yeah, that's it. That's going to do it for us this month. So gentlemen, what are your final thoughts?
Okay, so as we head in with the second month of 2025, but of course, naturally, first things first, before I forget, Happy Lunar New Year, everybody, as we head into February. Yes, I know a lot of the Asian countries will be celebrating the Lunar New Year, so yes, okay, Gong Hei Fa Choi, Happy Vietnamese New Year, Happy Tet, and all the such. So yeah, hopefully the Year of the Snake will treat you kindly. So Happy Lunar New Year in regards. And my words of the day, or the week, or the month is hopefully days get warmer when we get the seasons to change, and yeah, just again hopefully be kind if anything else. Just don't be dicks. Don't be dicks. We learned not to be dicks last year. Hopefully we don't be dicks this year.
No promises here.
No, yeah, I can't. I really, you're asking a lot out of me right now, man. That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
All right, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is, as always, play Marvel Rivals if you haven't already. This game needs more numbers. Just look, I need to beat more people to climb up. Okay, I'm trying to unironically hit Diamond/Masters. Okay, I'm gonna so Doki can add me to her team as the next Sweaty. I'm thinking about it, like, bro, she got away with just adding a team of Sweaties. If I was on a Sweaty list, I could have won $100,000. I'm not even joking. But no, I love that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same here.
All right, my final thoughts. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my final thought to that point is purchase more Liquid Death. It will save your life. That's a real thing, okay?
That's true. That's absolutely true. Liquid Death is life. It should be Liquid Life. Yeah, delicious.
And dear host, what about you?
Yep. And for my final thoughts, bring it down here a little bit. Make it a little bit more serious. Because people, you have to realize something. For just minutes of TV time a week, you too can save your favorite luchador from being wrapped in a straitjacket. Really, Matt? You didn't get that one?
I'm trying with the corpse, okay? I'm holding it. I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in like no. I'm like, oh god.
It's an AEW joke. I'm sure if there's any wrestling fans, you would have gotten it. If you don't worry about it. That being said, we're going to wrap things up for the first podcast here, 2025, and we'll see you next month for the second podcast of 2025. So with that being said, for Matt, for Will, I am JJ Piedra saying, as always, Godspeed to all you out there in Radio Land. Peace.
Bye.